Again, so here's part 2 of the euro. We're on the weekly chart, and we can see a couple of two significant levels that have been broken, and we are attacking the monthly levels above. So we can put a couple of weekly levels on here, that one there and that one there. And once again, nothing is over until the candle closes. This could turn red, but this whole analysis really is based on the strength of the up move taken from the higher time frame, which is the monthly. So not a huge amount to look at on the weekly, in my opinion. That's an inside bar there, that red one. This is just observations there, so the breakouts of inside bars tend to be strong, and as you can see, that did last week did blow through that high there. As I say, not much else to talk about there. I mean, an inside bar is a wedge. The only thing I'd say about that is broken out of a triangle formation there. So onto the daily. 3 candle reversal, long, pullback as a result of a break of resistance. That's what happens almost all the time. So at that point there, if I'd been studying euro, I would have been looking for a pullback. Simple as that. And that's, that is a monster trade there. That is 80 pips, something like that, 80-90 pips. Obviously we wouldn't have necessarily got all of that. Move back to these resistance levels here. This is why we draw the levels on all these higher time frames. We can get a clear roadmap of what price might do, in my opinion. So looking at this daily chart now, we can clearly see power is moving back into the market. Once again, momentum breaking the 20 level, smaller candle than the previous candle. All these things need to be taken note of, in my opinion. But again, this daily candle is not closed. It could just turn red and crash. But interestingly, once again, this is a smaller candle with higher momentum compared to that one. That tells me what it did on the monthly, which is bullishness, in my opinion. So down to H4, and now we can start to see what is going on. We could draw an ascending trend line all the way down from here. Let's do it on the line chart, because that's what I like to do best. All the way from there, and this moves. If we'd have been at this point, i.e. this high here, this would have been a valid line. As price pushed back down, we can see that this connecting line becomes a little bit more sensible, and once the price broke through that about here, then we can still consider this to be a valid uptrend. All we do is just keep moving the line as price creates the uptrend, and we can still this is invalid, this level, because it hasn't broken that high. So this is the last valid trend line we can draw on that chart. Hopefully you understand what I'm talking about there. You will if you've watched a few of my videos. If you don't, go and watch a few of the videos. And always remember to use there is a box in the left hand side on my channel, which means you can search my channel. So search it, and if you want to know about RSI, then look at everything with RSI. If you want to know about horizontal support and resistance, throw in support, horizontal or resistance, and so on and so forth. And discount anything that has not got the RSI on it. The RSI is the latest addition to what I do, apart from something, you know, like the 2B reversals, 1, 2, 3 reversals, they are sort of decades old, those patterns, and the theory still stands. So all the latest stuff will have this RSI histo alert. Okay, about 8 to 10 months now, I think. So let's get back to the candles and see what that is telling us. Well, we've got a lower high here. We saw that on the line chart, which is why I couldn't connect this level, because it hasn't broken that level. It has broken that one, but then it just dropped down below it, and it still wouldn't be a valid connecting line because it hasn't broken that level. So we have bearishness, but we always get pullbacks because you can call it profit taking, call it what you like, but that's what the market does. It never goes in a straight line. So lower high, but that isn't a valid trend line until this low is broken. All that is telling me we've got a lower high going on. And we could also look and see whether we've got divergence, and there is slight divergence there. In other words, a higher high making a lower high, but nothing severe. Got that big change here. Look what happens. This is what we talk about at Simon's volume bomb. Power to virtually zero, and down price came. Power not zero, but below the 20 level, and we got a decent pullback. So always watch for those as well. So H4, we had an engulfing 3 candle reversal here. That's the penultimate high, that's the ultimate high. This is massive. Now I'll talk about these in some of the videos as well. When you get a massive reversal like that into strong support, then if you were considering going short, you would be trading into strong support. What you really want is lots of green here, so down to there or whatever, hypothetically, no red, just all green, then expect a pullback and then attack that green. I'm not sure whether we've got a good example of that. Here's one here, all green, 3 candle reversal, pull back, and then boom. In fact, it went right the way to the bottom, down to here again. So that's what we're looking for. And while I'm on this subject, it is worth noting, and I don't mention this at all enough, if you move up the higher time frame, look at this lot here, look at this mess. Go to the higher time frame, and all of a sudden that's pretty much all green for at least 3 days anyway. So, you know, and here, that was probably a mess. That's all green. But once again, we can see why price potentially got stopped if we go over on the left hand side, but I'm not going to do that. But that's where the stepping stones come in. Some traders just trade this without looking over on the left hand side. I've noticed Wicks Don't Lie do that a lot. He talks about this being the most recent move, so this is what he's trading against. He uses different analysis to me, but when that happens and it doesn't go where it goes, you have to ask yourself why, which is when you draw the levels over on the left hand side, and you will see exactly why price stopped where it did. In fact, let's see if we can find that now. Let's draw a white line on there and see exactly what happened on the weekly chart. Oops, time to get up. Weekly chart. Monthly chart. There, flip zone. Boom, as they say. So, you know, that is the level, that's the highlighted level there. So that is what we look at on the weekly, or, you know, on the higher time frames rather. to see why price may stop, and that's why we draw those levels. That flip zone would have been on my charts when the price had moved up. In fact, I think I put it on there, but I took it off because I wanted the charts to be clearer. So that's why they're so important. There it is there, hopefully you can see that, and that is what caused that kink in price. So as I said, we have got a 3 candle reversal into massive support, which is why this is potentially bouncing, and which is why I don't want to trade this down, which is why I am bullish with this particular chart. Again, you've got the ascending trend line, it's starting to respect that. H4. Something else I don't mention, you can look at these levels, because it's not necessarily a 3 candle reversal, but it will be on the lower time frames. There's the high of that candle there. Coincidentally, it's a weekly level as well, which is potentially why this bounced. And if we go down to, there's not a lot else we can say here. As this pushes up, it will have a problem here. Significant level for a couple of reasons. It was the 3 candle reversal level down. It is a strong H4 support. It will potentially get tested as resistance. So, you know, this is why I scalp, because I know price will have problems at these levels, and I can just get back into the trades when it cruises on through them. So that's the flip zone there. We could have this flip zone here. Apologies if it looks like spaghetti junction, but that's just what I've taught myself. You can't unlearn this stuff, unfortunately. So yeah, we're now looking for an H1 3 candle reversal to the long side, which will coincide with the bullishness on the H4 and daily and so on and so forth. So the 3 candle reversal happened at this level. Thanks, Aaron, for your superb indicator. That's telling us we've got a 3 candle reversal. There's the penultimate high. That is an inside bar. There is the ultimate low. This was the close above it. That is the trigger to go long. As you can see, it went long. Lo and behold, it hit that weekly high. It's reacting to that weekly high. Tiny pullback actually, and we are potentially now looking at a H1 bust, pullback, break and close to the long side. So this does seriously look like it's going to continue. So I'm going to close this part 2 video and relax for a while, and I'll make part 3 at a later date. Oh, remember, do not trade my analysis, do your own analysis, learn how to draw the levels yourself. There's probably got to be nearly 700 videos, maybe even more than that on here now, so thanks for watching, have a good day.